Hi everybody, I wanted to give you some video feedback, and first I want to start off by telling you that you've done just a really great job. I'm so impressed with the work that you've been doing, and I know it's not easy. Well, it's easy, but it takes time, and I know it's not easy to find time So I'm just really proud of you. Just keep going. You do have another week to be able to revise this again. You'll submit it week 4. So you'll be working on it then. And I'm going to jump right in. I'll be looking at these as a first-time visitor so that you get that impression. Even if I've looked at them before, I'm just going to comment as if I am just visiting it. And remember, I'm looking at the layout, the design, the functionality, the user experience. All right, so I'm looking at whether your buttons are working, if your social media is linked up, if you have most of your content above the scroll, you have the logo, everything. So that's what we're looking at, and then I'll be giving you tips as well, okay? And you will implement those for your final submission, okay? So let's jump in. Good. I can clearly read this logo. Sometimes contrast is a problem, but not here. I can definitely read that. Keep in mind, everybody, I'm viewing this on Chrome, and sometimes students will find themselves working at 90%, 80%, and it won't look the same when I, view it at 100%. So keep that in mind if things look different to you. It's either the browser or what you were working in. So this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Try not to have one word on a line. And, okay, you're consistent. Okay. And nobody has to have this, just so everyone knows, or a calendar, but they've added it, so cool. Nice. Again, the contrast is working, and this is a great image, and yet it is not distracting from the content, which is super important. So really good job here, okay? All right. Nice. Okay, Austin, this is adorable. Okay. And you do have these twice, but they're linked up, and they don't bother me because they kind of blend in with your theme, and so that's really great. Perfect. All right. Great job. Great job, Austin. So far, so good. Nice. Everything is linking up to the right pages, Okay. Yeah. Very consistent. Anchoring to the right place. Perfect. Okay. I wish there was more I had to comment on. You do want a contact page. Generally speaking, you have this here. So if you want to anchor to this, you can rather than that. But if you put a contact, it's going to be on the end, and that will take you directly here. I'm not going to, and that's for everybody. The contact goes last, but I can't dwell on too much on this one. You may want to edit these down so that they each have 3 lines, or try not to have one word on a line. You can cut these down because it's fictitious. If it were a true client, you would not be able to do anything without permission, right? You'd have to get everything approved. Okay. Yeah. The only thing I would think is here, but I'm watching where that is landing, and that's pretty close to where this is landing. So all good. You have this twice, so that's not needed twice, is the thing. So you can make a decision there. Otherwise, terrific. All right, good work. Okay, again, I can read this really well. May want to move that over just so these aren't so close together. This, double check and make sure it's centered. It could be that it's just how my screen is at this moment, but I'm not sure it feels. Just double check it, see if it's centered. Seems so. Okay. This is not an easy template to work with, so kudos there because you definitely have customized it, and I appreciate that. Nice, I can read it. You've gone with a simple background. You know, that shows a little bit of restraint and attention to design, so good for you. Okay, another calendar. Again, not required. It'd be nice if this color could be, you know, the other blue, if you have that option in that template. Okay. Working. Again, this is not an easy template because, let's see what happens. This line has to be adjusted. You had to change all the color palette because it's typically red for this section. So we do want to, this is a beautiful image, but we do want to be careful of glassware, everybody. I mean, we could pretend that's plastic, you know, that certainly works. So very nice. Let's see. Okay. Okay. How about that? Got a delivery and pickup, I guess. Okay. The only thing I'm looking for here, this is another menu. Maybe it was the online menu, but when we select locations, we need to have that content that you were given entered. That's what needs to be here, and we are going to have to remove one of these, okay, because it's too confusing to a site visitor. Here's your menu, so make sure you add the content that we need. This can go below, but we need to have the locations and the times right there. Easy text, nice, very good. Now, okay. Yeah, we only need that once. You put a lot on the home page. We don't want to duplicate. So one of these pages needs to go. Plus this says welcome, and we don't need to. We just need to make it welcoming. If you're going to have a one page, then you're going to anchor this link to this portion. Okay, so that's really important. There are two templates or two sets going on, so you have to choose one, and I'm not going to choose for you. You see which one you like and want to work with, and update that. Okay. Okay, so you learned a lot on this one, I can tell. Just take care of those things, all right, those important content and duplication issues, all right? Well done. Okay, I'll have to go back and check that one. All right. Okay. See if I can open this further. Not really. Okay. This is being clipped and that is being clipped. This may be a situation where it was created at 80 or something, okay? Because this may be how you intended it to be, but at 100%, it does this, okay? So check that out. Again, I am in Chrome. You do want to check different browsers. Okay. This stands out a little bit, but you were consistent. You did have your border around it, and it looks good, Jerlene. Okay. I'm thinking consistency between the colors of your fonts and maybe bringing this up a little bit, probably reducing the width of this and bringing it up just a little. But I think you need a little more padding here, a little more border space in between these gutters because it's cramped here and so spacious here. Okay, so we want to even this out just a little bit. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. If you can get most of this on one page, it will be better. And the reason it will be better, though this is good, but you know, this looks good. But the reason you want most of it, not have all of this dead space, this weight, because it's a lot of clicking. It's a lot of extra clicking. And that is something that the site visitor doesn't always have patience for, especially if they're hungry. Okay, so these are fabulous, right? Make sure there's no glassware, but you know, let's not spread things out so much. Okay, you can, and you did, you combined these, very good. Again, I think we can get the important part higher up, maybe up here, and put the map underneath and bring this up here across the top, maybe in a couple of columns. All right, less scrolling and less clicking. That's what we're after. Nice. So much work has gone into this, Jerlene, and I know the challenges that you must be facing. This needs higher contrast. We just want to get the content up a little higher for less scrolling and less clicking. Nice, and I do like this color with this, I do. There's a lot of space here and very tight there, a little tight here, okay? But all together, and you're linked up, terrific start, terrific. Just, you really just have a little bit of work. It will take some time, I know, because you're going to have to kind of lay out some things, but you've got the work that you have created is laid out well, and if you can hold on to that and just, you know, work with that, I think you'll be very happy with it. All right. Okay, glassware. So we want to be careful about that. Yeah, it's a food truck, so we need to think about that. Again, this is not an easy template to work with. These have to come out, all right, because these are not real deal tacos. Let's eliminate all this empty space. If something, you guys, isn't, if you're not able to bring the footer up, it could be that there is an element that is hidden that is stopping it, in which case you will have to select that and either delete it or move it out of the way to bring it up. If you're having trouble with that, that's what it usually is. Okay, but this is looking good. This is good, but it's clipped. You know, a client's going to watch that kind of thing. Okay, it takes a while for us to get to the main idea. Okay, we've got this, and then we have to scroll just to get started. Okay, we might be able to combine this a little bit so there's not quite so much scrolling, and we remove this. I'm looking for something, the fictitious disclaimer and the copyright is missing from the footer. That's super important. That was an earlier assignment, so make sure you get that in. It'll be down here, as you've seen in other examples here. And this is why I like to show you so many things, because you see how to do things, you see what may have worked period here. Okay, so the thing about the locations is I don't see them. Okay, so that content needs to be included. You've got this, and now we need the wheres. This is your contact page, so you need at the end a contact page that links to that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, if you wanted to remove this on the other pages, although that may be part of your header, given that this is here, it's just a lot of scrolling. Okay. Before we get to the content. This might work better in blue, but check and see what you've got in other places. So try and change the red in the menu to blue. I think that would help you too, but really great start. It has a good feel to it. Okay, nice. Glassware, right? We need to change that background. And I'm afraid to click this. Okay, let's remove that because, well, you can keep this here if you like. You've done it from here. But don't feel like you have to create work for yourself and include things. Nice. Glass, but nice. That's a nice amount. Okay, check the tracking on this, right? Left align that, and yes, it will be ragged on this end, but you won't have the spacing issue there. Okay. If we're going to do this, we need to, I'm going to let this go right now, but we don't want anything that doesn't actually work. And it would be nice, maybe this moves because we can tell it's the menu, because we need to get into that content a little quicker. So whatever that takes to do that here is important. Okay, that's a duplicate image, and the problem I have with it is simply the glassware. And we don't know if they have a liquor license. The locations, I don't have an easy way to get there. Same thing with the tracking here. Okay. All right, so you need a locations page with that content, all right? But it's laid out well and it's looking great. Need a little bit of, adjustment here. This is perfect, absolutely perfect, although it may be a hamburger, but we can't tell, can we? Nope, I think it's a taco, so terrific. Okay, all right. Okay. Nice. We want to have the spacing between our images be the same, even on the vertical. Okay, try and line that up. You're very close there. Most wanted tacos. Nice. Huh, I do like when people use green, different kinds of greens. Maybe you can get this in a couple of 2 or 3 columns here, so we can bring that up and not have all this space. Would work. We need to look at that, right? Again, at 80%, that works. So maybe that's what was going on. But at 100%, not so well. You can combine these if you don't want to have so much scrolling, but this isn't bad. It fills up the page nicely. Okay. We want to stick to the same fonts, right? For your venue, this one is italic. Okay. And you'll make whatever adjustments you need to for the size, right? Because I do want it to look the way you wanted it to. This has to be edited, right? I would put this on one line. This needs to be edited, and we don't need this. We need the story, okay? Because we already have it up here. Okay. Be careful of overlapping here. It may be the template. But I know this hasn't been edited because there's a period that goes there, and it's missing always because it's intentionally not there. And hook these up, to the Facebook. Here you have it. Well, okay. So work on those. Nice. Okay. All right. Okay. Did a good job of entering content. All right. Good work with that. All right. Let's see what's up next. Okay. This is also not an easy one to work with because the headers are so big. There tends to be a lot of scrolling. Let's remove this because it is only a food truck. Okay. So once you remove all that, you'll be able to get into this quicker. And then images of food. Good. Bringing this up. And the reason there's so much scrolling is the headers are large and they're stacked in 3 lines. These always feel to me like icons that I want to click, but they're not clickable. So don't feel like you need to keep those. And good job here. And your fictitious disclaimer. Make sure everybody has their fictitious disclaimer at the end. Okay, probably you wanted the word menu there. Okay. Yes, this is going to have to extend the border, or you're going to need to bring these sides up a little bit and work with the spacing for that. A little close here. Let's make sure that's not touching. Again, I don't know what size you were designing at. We don't need this. We do need one on every page, however. Okay, we don't need this that's inside. Just put phone. So there's not so many instructions here. I know it comes with the template. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and put the logo in the header. Okay. Yeah. You will, you have to bring that header down maybe because it would otherwise be very small. This probably doesn't need to be that large or even in there because we have to scroll to get to the content. Okay, so I would, if I were you, add a locations in your menu here and link it to here, and then put the schedule there because it's currently hard to find the schedule. Okay, but if you put this with this and create a page that is this and add your locations, I think that will work for you. But there's a lot of scrolling when we could use a link to get to this. Okay, all right. And this blue can change. That goes to the header. And any of this or this can be moved up and remove that, right? We just want a lot less clicking and scrolling. That's our goal, all of us. All right, that was a great job, great start, and you'll have a little time to work on that. All right, I'm not going to say anything about this being an oval instead of a circle, but because I'm okay with it. However, a client in the real world would question that. We want to always stay true to their brand and especially their logo. Okay, that's just so you'll know. I like this. Let's left align any paragraph text. Maybe you can change this button to their blue. And I would probably lighten this to something like that. You've got different colors here. That one works. So I would probably make them all the same. Okay. Glassware, beware of that. The text is a little small. Good job here. Okay. We probably want to get into things a little sooner. Okay, there's a lot of scrolling before we get to the content. So, maybe skim a little bit of space around here a little. Decide if you want to say menu. And it's up to you. You don't have to say starters if you don't want to, but you could put menu there and bring this up, or there are a number of solutions that you could work with. Again, I would make this blue more of the greens that you are going towards. Terrific. This is looking nice. Good job. Okay. Very consistent. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's change that font. It's really not meant for all caps unless it's initials or something. So it's a display font. We have to be careful with that. It becomes difficult to read. Nice. It's got a nice feel to it. Awfully busy. The background over here gets a little busy. So you've got kind of like a flat art feel over here, but this realism and over here. And nice job, working on this. I wonder if this is the place for it, or if it needs to be at the bottom, or maybe you played with that already. Okay, it's the breaking up of space that is distracting just a little. Okay, very nice, very nice. Nice. Okay, probably close that up just a smidgen, not much. and separate it from this. All right, you've got everything you need here. You know, it's just a matter of, you know, bringing some of the little tweaks, you know, making this a little larger. This probably would need to separate a little bit as a header once this was made larger. But yeah, terrific. Very, very few fixes here. All right. Okay. Love this image, but it's glass, so we have to be very mindful of that, right? Let's left align any paragraph text. Terrific image, terrific. Nice. Let's make sure our images are centered. This one, you can see, has less space than it does over here. Let's only use 2 fonts. So you've got this font, this one, and this one. And I think this is another one. So let's just use 2 fonts, one for headers and one for body copy. Just you choose. This would be good blue, right? Instead of the pink. It could be a green or a blue. And let's move this over so we can bring all of this up. This can even go beside it, and then we can bring up the menu a little bit. Okay. Again, consistent with your fonts, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay. So, yes, that's a different one. Left align and another type. Left align this, make it smaller, which means you'll have to probably crop this image a little bit once you do that, so we don't have all that space. So you can take some of this out and crop some of this and reduce that so it's not quite so the resolution can be sharper. And left align and make that the same size as this but a little smaller. Yeah, and like I say, you may have been working at a reduced size. May have felt easier at the time. Okay, these can come off, right? And you could make those, or you can just, you know, use the ones that we have accounts for Real Deal Taco, and put those there and link those. Yeah, but mostly it's bringing this up, and so we can get the content up here. Very nice. Okay. Not a lot of scrolling, that's good. Okay. If we have vertical, then you're probably, or if we have this horizontal, you're probably going to want a horizontal here. Go through and check your images, right? Make sure there's no glassware, all right? Perfect. Very nice. Okay. Left align and make it the same content, same text that you do for your others. This is very large. It needs to be reduced so the resolution isn't so fuzzy. Okay. Yeah, left align and split those up. You can put Tuesday, Thursday together and Monday, Wednesday together, so that will be less scrolling. Yeah, you could put contact here so we don't have to have it there. Okay, you did link up here. Okay, so you either remove these or remove those, one or the other, and link them. We don't need this. Okay, you can have your links instead. Let's take one or the other out. Okay, if it's so we don't have them twice. All right. Well, you've got your content. So for you, it's just a matter of bringing the content up and simplifying your text. Really important issues, but you have all of your content entered. So that's a great start. Okay. All right. Nice. Very nice. And I can't tell if that's linked up or not here. Hold on. I don't think these are linked, so okay. Yes, they are. I just needed to wait a moment. Good job. Nice work there. I can read the logo. Interesting. This is a little light. While it's lovely, it's hard to read, right? But the layout is terrific. I do like the way it looks. It's easy to navigate, even that simple black on white. The spacing, watch that, right? Above the Wednesday. Just a little light there. Okay. I'm not sure we want this so stacked, right? Maybe you could wrap this to where this is on this line and not centered. Nice. Interesting and readable. Okay. So you're sort of changing here, but I get it. Okay. It's nice and clean. Okay, so what we really want to do make sure. Okay, that lands there. It would be nice if we were able to get this to land here, but I understand why it's this way. You're missing some menu items though, right? So we need to work on that, unless this is scrolling and you're giving us different things. Okay, just, it's lovely. Make sure we can read this, because the most important part is a little difficult. You know, we see all this content, but that's a little hard. And I understand it looks great. Now, the other thing is this is disappearing, so maybe you need to make those, you know, do something there. But it's looking great. It's just hard to find our arrows, right? Okay. So maybe that's kind of close and crowding. I love this. Love it. And easy to read. That's easy to read. This is not as easy, but I do appreciate the shape that you've created and the way you have solved this contrast problem. That is really advanced, and I love that. Okay, so cool, very cool. These do need a little more contrast. Would you agree? The yellow is a little hard to see, but I do like the yellow. So, but it's just hard on the white there. Nice glassware, but you know, not too bad. We could, well, but you've got it over here. I'll let you decide how you want to address that, but all in all, it's looking really good. All right, nice work. Okay, let's see. This is at 90%. And we have this on the left. So go ahead and remove that one underneath. Think about this. If you remembered when you played Can't Unsee, we wanted to be consistent with our buttons. And like, for example, this banner is very square, isn't it? angular, and this is very round. So that's just something to think about, whether it's, I like this. I don't usually like the pill shapes, honestly, but you've got enough spacing around it that it works, and I like the colors. Maybe, this needs to be a little rounded. It's awfully close and cut off, too, so it's easy to read. It's not, it's not, you wouldn't even have to fix that. I mean, this would be more important. It's just a detail. It's just a detail. Okay. I don't know, did we need that? If we did, maybe it needs a very slight drop shadow or something to separate it from this background, is the thing. Interesting color. I like it. I like that. These are sort of, they need to either be aligned or have more consistent spacing. I feel like this is upside down. Not upside down, but I think it needs to rotate. Yeah, so you probably don't need that one. And maybe a slight drop shadow. This is a little out of focus, and I think this is the focus. But yeah, they look a little paste on, but I do really like this. I don't know that you need that to be spelled out, but I like this background. Okay, good color combinations. Okay, this, avocado green and lime green are also nice accents if anybody's looking for a second color. Okay, let's see. All right, so you appear to be using this. I wonder what this would look like in this font also, so it matches that. Okay, nice. That looks like the formatting was pasted. The background, try and work on that a little bit. Okay. I do love that yellow and orange. Okay, a little harder to read, right, against this background. And you may not want that background. It's kind of common. And it's not that this one isn't, but this one is sure showing this well, right? So don't be afraid to repeat that background. Yeah, that's a lot of scrolling to get to that. It probably doesn't need to be there. Okay, this gets a little confusing. So the simpler background can sometimes be best. Okay, this is working, right? The way those are connected are good. Nice. Okay. You might want to put the map down further and bring this up into a more prominent location. Of course, this is the template. So, well, I'm not going to. Okay. All right, you've got everything. It's just, working on a few details, but it's coming together great. All right. Nice job, Katie. Okay. All right, everybody. So this week you're working on your personal professional site and your style guide. I know you probably have done some of those along the way. And you often change and grow as you're going, and changes are helpful to document for yourself. So you will be submitting that this week, and then you will resubmit the Real Deal Taco with your revisions, all right? Great job, everybody. This group has done fantastic this month, all right? So keep it up, and I look forward to seeing these in week 4.